Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on where you are. This is Katania Alvin from London. I want to say thank you to everyone, all my subscribers, all the people who have made comments. Most grateful for all that you've done, and all those that actually have contributed through donations. That's wonderful. Helps me keep going, and particularly as I'm all packing up and moving. So that's why I haven't put out as many videos as I would normally do. So here we go. This came in on the 6th of May from the LaRouche PAC that I get information from. And it's former NSA Technical Director William Binney must testify before Congress, expose the big lie that Russia hacked the DNC emails. And so at the bottom of it, there was no Russian hack. So I'll just read a bit of this and put the link in the description box. This is by William F. Wirtz, Jr. On October the 24th, 2017, at the request of President Donald Trump, then CIA Director Mike Pompeo met for 1 hour at CIA headquarters with former NASA Technical Director William Binney, who had co-authored an analysis published by VIPS, Veterans Intelligence Professionals for Sanity, which challenged the official British intelligence-promoted assessment that Russia was behind the theft of data from DNC computers. That so-called official intelligence community assessment was made by the very same Obama-era intelligence officials now exposed for having falsely accused President Trump of collusion with Russia and for having used that allegation, now proven false, in an attempt to overthrow the President of the United States of America. This big lie, thanks in large part to Mike Pompeo, nevertheless continues to stand in the way of President Trump's acting on his expressed intentions to establish good relations with Russia and by extension with China, and continue to contribute to the threat of world peace, including through the promotion of the same regime change policies against which President Trump campaigned for office. In the meeting, which was also attended by 2 other CIA officials, CIA Director Pompeo said, according to Binney, that President Trump had been told that if he wanted to know the facts, he should talk to me. Binney reports that at the end of the meeting, Pompeo asked whether he would be willing to meet with NASA and FBI officials to discuss his analysis. Binney readily agreed, and Pompeo said he would contact him when he had scheduled the meetings. Yet soon after meeting, the CIA issued a statement from spokesman Dean Boyd, which said the director stands by and has always stood by the January 2017 intelligence community, has always stood by the January 2017 Intelligence Committee assessment entitled Assessing Russian Activities and Intelligence in Recent U.S. Elections, an intelligence organized by John Brennan, James Comey, and James Clapper, to deflect attention away from the activities of the British intelligence in 2016 elections and to prevent President Trump from establishing a good relationship with Russia by falsely claiming Russia's interference in the US elections. No meeting was ever scheduled with the FBI or NASA. William Binney was never interviewed by Robert Mueller. He had not been asked to testify but before relevant committees in the House of Representatives of the Senate. Even Fox News, which interviewed Binney at least 10 times since September 2016, had inexplicably not seen fit to re-interview him on this matter. As President Trump was repeatedly pointed out, the DNC servers were never examined by the FBI or by Mueller. Therefore, the official assessment of lying, leaking James Comey of drone assassin and Senate Intelligence Committee spying John Brennan, and of lying mass surveillance James Clapper, which is repeated in the Mueller report, was devoid of any forensic evidence. Relevant witnesses were never interviewed. The crime scene was never cordoned off. The most important, Mike Pompeo, who was requested by the President of the United States to listen to Bill Binney, refused to take the steps necessary to blow this entire big lie out of the water. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo must explain to the American people, and most important to President Trump, why he capitulated to the politically motivated forensic free assessment of Russian interference in the US elections provided by the British intelligence tools, lying John Brennan, James Comey, James Clapper, rather than seek the truth from William Binney, as President Trump had asked him to do. Why did Pompeo not set up the promised follow-up meeting for Bill Binney and the NASA and FBI? Why did he accept the assessment of those who had worked for British intelligence in an attempt to carry out a coup d'etat against the duly elected President of the United States? Remember, if it were not for this lie, then Michael Flynn, an opponent of President Obama's British-inspired regime change policies, and not regime change advocate John Bolton, would now be President Trump's national security advisor. And it says call the Senate Judiciary Committee 202-224-5225. That indeed gives one plenty of food for thought, a lot of food for thought. It also says call the House Judiciary Committee 202-225-3951. And of course, this is addressed to the American people, not the British, because the British people don't interfere in the elections. We just report them. Now, to finish off, there's this very interesting video. Graham, Christopher Steele was on the Democrat Party payroll. Interesting.
All right, it's already been a really bad week for the deep state. Here to talk about the very latest developments and help break it all down, Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Lindsey Graham. You know, I had you on, although when you don't avoid the show by traveling all over the world and you make yourself available, this is your first job. I don't understand why you say no.
My bad.
Very bad, exactly, I agree. Steele's stunning pre-FISA confessions. This new report and the closed-door testimony where we know Bruce Orr under oath said, well, I told everybody in August of 2016 it's an unverified document, and the dossier, and Steele hates Trump, and Hillary paid for it. You know, as I do, that it's unverifiable, but does it not say at the top of a FISA warrant, I just learned this today, verified?
Well, it's supposed to be. You're supposed to say under oath to the court that the document I'm presenting to you is accurate. That's the whole point of getting a warrant. You got to have reliable information. But why is this so important? We know in August of 2016, Orr tells the FBI senior leadership, you got to watch this Steele guy. He's out to get Trump. Now, what do we know? That Christopher Steele went to the Department of State on October the 11th to try to get the Department of State to release the dossier to the public for political reasons. They tell the FBI, this is 10 days before they get the first warrant application verified. So 10 days before they applied for the FISA warrant, they were told in August that Steele's out to get Trump. In October, Steele goes to the State Department trying to get them to release it to the public for a political reason.
You know, you can't even make the...
It's not just Steele. It's who's behind Steele. Steele is a British MI6 agent, or was, and of course, so he's doing the bidding of the British intelligence, trying to destroy Trump.
This up. Now, I understand there's a Florida case, and we might get information from Steele, but we do know in the interrogatory where he was under the threat of perjury, He actually said, I have no idea if any of this is true.
I have no idea if any of this is true. He didn't want to perjure himself in court.
50-50 at best. So doesn't that then render the dossier, the dirty Russian dossier, unverifiable?
Well, why is this important? We should all be concerned if our government's getting a warrant against an American citizen under the FISA Surveillance Act without accurate information. What do we know? We know that without the dossier, the warrant would not have been issued. People in charge tell us that. We now know that the author of the dossier, Christopher Steele, was on the payroll of the Democratic Party. He was not a reliable informant for the FBI. He was trying to destroy Trump because he's paid by the Democrats to take Trump down. They knew all of this, or should have known all this before they applied for the warrant. So here's...
Okay, I'll put it in the description box. That's probably about a quarter way through. Okay, God bless everyone. Stay well and stay positive. God bless. Love and light from Catania Alvin in London.